not too far from New York. This is TSR's NEWSMAN with senior anchor Pete Charles Sesto and the following correspondents: Sarah Moulton on domestic arts, Will Ferrell with breaking news, our man on the street SpongeBob SquarePants, Courtney Cox with entertainment, and Andy Rooney's final thought. TSR's NEWSMAN begins now.
Welcome back. You're watching the thrift store rundown of bringing Hollywood home on a budget. And all this week, our focus is on the news, with a journalistic guy and a mind frame of a second cousin of a former intern of The Daily Show under Jon Stewart's tenure. That is to say, we're making journalism fun and cheap in our week-long news riff. I'm not a journalist, I don't use a teleprompter, but even I know the importance of being prepared for any report, or any review in this case, I do of anything I buy at a thrift store, or on Amazon, or retail for that matter. Usually, I come up with something off the cuff and then rehearse it a few times in my mind until I finally lock it into memory, and then get behind the camera to do my thing. Yet, more often than not, it takes me 10 to 20 takes to actually get it right. The worst offenders, 30 takes or more. In Street Makeover Home Edition and People magazine with Michael Jackson on the cover, after his passing, those were the two worst offenders. One made me break my tripod. Those were tough nuts to crack. Anyway, the best anchormen and anchorwomen in your local news stations around the country know how to adapt some slip-ups and make them work for them, just as I do around here, without a fluff. Yet the aim of this game is to screw those teleprompters and those anchor people bad. From the modern-day comedy classic, Anchorman, the legend of Ron Burgundy, comes the Improper teleprompter game from Barry and Jason Games and Entertainment, designed by Maxon Creative, purchased for $7.99 from Red, White, and Blue Thrift Store in Patterson, made for 2 to 8 players ages 17 on up, taking you anywhere between 20 minutes to a full hour to play, including a Sedge Panther 60-second timer exclusive to the game, which sadly doesn't roar like a real Sedge Panther does. It just has that boring ring like any other timer does, but it's nice to know that it's there. So what do you get out of this? I'm actually going to take a look at the back before I open it up. Here we have the following components: 120 news stories, 585 magnetic words, 8 Channel 4 anchor news trays from Ron Burgundy to Veronica Corningstone, and many others. By the way, both Ron Burgundy and Veronica Corningstone have been featured in action figure and bobblehead form respectively on videos on this channel. Those links are downstairs. One of them turned into real-time breaking news for the wrong reasons. We also have 49 magnetic score tokens, as you just saw, 1 Sedge Panther mechanical timer, and 25 whammy cards to really screw up gameplay. Anyway, again, this was designed by Barry and Jason Games and Entertainment, and also came with a Kickstarter campaign so that many Anchorman fans can get involved in getting this game off the ground and into stores, retail and secondhand. All of them get a special thank you as fans in Baxter's Thank You Corner. Now let's open this up and see what you get. First and foremost, the instructions. It's a 2-page pamphlet on how to play the Improper teleprompter game, and you'll get 10 seconds to look at it. There you go, 10 seconds. And this is the finished teleprompter as it looks, which is absolutely not what we would think as a teleprompter these days in any news gathering facility or out on the field. Nope, it's a DIY teleprompter, one that you gotta assemble yourself. Slots and stands. Slots and stands. These are all the magnetic words, nouns, and verbs and adjectives. Or as people in the action news industry would call them, action words. You know, the Channel 4 action news team in San Diego. And they're all color-coded, by the way, making it easier for people to recognize what categories of words they are. Nouns, verbs, adjectives. And the aim of the game is simple. Your competitors will choose a lead anchor to start off. And then the rest of you have 60 seconds to pick out a series of cards and place all these words in the correct spaces. Again, color-coded, so it's easier to place them on their spaces. You gotta make them as outlandish and silly as possible for the lead anchor to break. However, within another 60 seconds, after everyone's assembled their news stories on the teleprompter, if the lead anchor gets through all the stories, or as many as he can, without breaking, they get a point. If a lead anchor happens to break during the story, whoever wrote that story gets a point themselves. As an added bonus, the lead anchor gets to choose their favorite story for an extra point. That's your bare-bones summation of gameplay right there as you take a look at the anchor cards. Brian Fantana, Champ Kind, Frank Richard, Wes Mantooth, Rick Tamland, Veronica Corningstone, who was played by the lovely Christina Applegate, Dorothy Mantooth. But why, oh why, is there no Ron Burgundy? He was the lead anchor of Channel 4 News San Diego. Why isn't he included here in these anchor nameplates? Barry, Jason, why could you neglect him? In any event, we'll show you all the components now, as well as a stack of stories here. Pronoun, noun, verb, pronoun, noun, verbs, adjectives, plural, singular. Just put the right words in their spaces and make them as silly as they can be to earn points. You can play however long you wish. You could go from 20 minutes to a standard half-hour local news broadcast. Half hour being 11 o'clock or 6, just in time for the evening news at 6:30. Hence why all these videos are airing at 6:30, by the way. Or you could go the full mile, the full 60 minutes. That's right, there's enough material and enough time to turn anyone from a Mike Wallace into an Oprah Winfrey, which is so not the easiest thing to do in the world of journalism. By the way, these Rami cards are optional. Before you read a story, you can pull out one of these Rami cards and you can earn or lose extra points, or switch off the positions of the cards on your teleprompter. Anything goes when you choose these Rami cards. Some, by the way, may not affect gameplay at all. So, yeah, choose carefully. If you'd like more information on the Anchorman game, I'm going to have a link below for you to check out Barry and Jason's videos. They don't really explain how to play, they just show you all the components. But really, something's better than nothing as you try to figure out how to fit all this stuff back in. Good luck with that. They do suggest that when you finish playing the game, you store the teleprompter here flat so that magnets don't go flying away. But I think we could do a good enough job. Oh! I gotta show you the Sex Panther timer and give that a 10-second time, just so you can hear what it can really do. There you go, 10 seconds. Yeah, 60% of the time, it bores me 100% of the time. Which stinks. I wish this would work. But that's a testament to the popularity of Anchorman, which made debuting director Adam McKay, formerly of Saturday Night Live, someone to watch out for in the silver screen comedy world, the future Academy Award winner. We've done 2 Anchorman videos on this channel before, as I already mentioned, and we have another one on the way, a Ron Burgundy Funko figure with his jazz flute on fire. Oh yeah, you're gonna want to stay tuned for that. And as this Sex Panther timer nears 20 seconds, going down to 10, I want to be on the lookout for their Sex Panther cologne. I saw that on a VAT19 ad on YouTube. Yeah, they even have Sex Panther cologne. Really, you're just getting a taste of what Anchorman merch is on the market. And I've never even seen the movie. But I have a great deal of respect for it. Yeah, time's up on that. How I wish this would. And how I wish there was a Ron Burgundy Anchorman plate here just to identify who's really in charge. But all in all, 4.5 out of 5 claps. That's our report on Anchorman's Improper Teleprompter game. You stay classy, Barry and Jason, and Max and Creative, because this, despite its flaws, is in a class all its own. Here's what's on the docket for Wednesday. You two aren't cut out for the newspaper business, but I do give you credit for turning all the news that wasn't fit to print into something that was quite fit to style. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.